So hi all, in this video we will discuss about bubble sort, its algorithm, how it is working and its time complexity and everything. Up till now we have done till heap sort. Okay, so I hope you have seen those videos, though it is not related to those videos, but still it goes sequentially. You can see, I am uploading the videos sequentially. The way I studied, I am uploading in that way. Okay, so if you like my videos, do subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon. So now let's get started. Okay, so let's see, this is our again sorting means we are like sorting in ascending order. Okay, so bubble sort is basically the easiest one, I will say, because when I was in third semester and I was struggling with data structure to understand how and everything, so I think bubble sort was the first thing I understood properly. And if, eventually I understood everything while preparing for gate and everything, but bubble sort, I think I have the first algorithm which in back in third semester I understood properly. So this is easy. Okay, nothing much to do about it. And some questions may be asked, and maybe in some interviews you can be asked also. So let's see, this is our array. Okay, this is an unsorted array, we have to sort in ascending order. So yeah, we are always taking mainly in ascending order, so still I am telling you to sort this in ascending order. So let's see, here see, it is not sorted. Okay, 10, 50, then 20, it is not either in ascending or not in descending. So now let's see, 10, how we will do, just check the algorithm, like how we are doing this, then we will, don't just go and jump into this algorithm. I'm just showing you here how it is working, then I will show you the algorithm and everything I will show you. Just for now, just see this. Okay, so let's see, 10 and 50. See, the highest will go, this is bubble sort is pairwise comparisons. So the first pair means these two elements will be compared, which will be the highest will move to right. Okay, so 10 and 50, yes, it is in correct order, means the highest element will be at the right position, it will be the right position. So this is done. So next is 50 and 20. See, 50 and 20, 50 is left and 20 is right, but 50 is greater than 20. So this is swapped. 50 comes here, 20 comes here. So now, again, this part is also done. So now, next pair is 50 and 40. Now, you can see 50 is greater than 40, so we have to move this. 50 comes here and 40 comes here. I'm rubbing this out, okay? So it will be easier to see. Now, again, 50 and 60. It is already sorted because 60 is greater than 50, so nothing to do. Then move on. Next, 60 and 70. 60 and 70, 60 is greater than 70, it's okay, nothing to do. Now, 70 and 15. So 70 is greater than 15, 15 comes here and 70 comes here. See, the highest this element is its correct position, because among all this, I will write it down again so it will be visible properly. Let's say 10, then 20, then 40, then 50, then 60, then 15, then 70. Okay, so you can see that 70, the highest number among all this is 70 is the highest number, and 70 is at its correct position, means 70 is at the rightmost position. Uh, up till this it is okay. So now you must be thinking like that it is sorted. Now let's get out of this algorithm, but no, it is not sorted. Okay, so you just be careful here. 15 is not its correct position, 15 is less than all these elements. So this was just one pass of this algorithm. We have to again check this algorithm, and then when it will be over, it will be like then 60 should be at the right position after 70. So like this, we have to check again. So don't just assume that everything is done after this one pass only. It's not. So now let's see, 10 and 20, it is already sorted. Then 20 and 40, it is also sorted. Then 40 and 50, it is also sorted. 50 and 60, why I am saying sorted, because 50 is lesser than 60, like this. So now here the important point comes, 60 and 15. See here, here main point 16 is great 60 is greater than 15 1 5. So change the order. 15 will come here, 60 will come here. So now let's see, these two elements are in correct order. 60 goes to the rightmost position till 70. So now let's see again, 10, 20, then 40, then 50, then 15, then 60, then 70. These two are in correct position. 60 and 70 are in correct position. So now we have to check again. 10 and 20 in correct order because 10 is lesser than 20, so it is correct. So now 20 and 40, it is also correct because 20 is lesser than 40. Now 40 and 50, 40 is lesser than 50, it's correct. 50 and 15, 50 is greater than 15, so swap. 15 comes here, 50 goes here. Now you can see 50, 60, 70. Now all these are in correct position because 50 is less than 60, 60 is less than 70, and all these are in correct position. So rightmost will have the highest elements. So now next, let's see next. How 10, then 20, then 40, then 15, then 50, then 60, then 70. All these are already in correct order up till this. So now 10 and 20, it is in correct order because 10 is less than 20. So now 20 is less than 40, it is also correct. So now next is 40 and 15. See very crucially, 40 is greater than 15, so we have to swap again. 15 comes here, 40 goes here. So now 40 is in correct order because 40 it goes to right and 40 is lower than all these elements and it is sorted order. So now next is 10, 20, 15, then 40, then 15, then 60, then 70. Okay, so now let's check. Up till this it is already sorted. 10 and 20 sorted because 10 is less than 20. Now 20 and 15. So 20 is greater than 15. So we have to swap again. Okay. So we are doing swapping of this again. So 15 will come here, 20 will go here. So now our next array is 10, 15, 20, 40, 50, 60, then 70. Okay, so up till which this 20. Up till 20, everything is sorted. Now we have to just see this two. See, 10 and 15 already sorted, so nothing to do. We will not do anything. Everything is sorted. See, 5 would have been present in 10s and 5 would have come before and 10 would have gone this. So this is basically the idea behind our algorithm, like this. We are doing the we are taking two elements and we are doing comparison of these two elements, like pairwise comparisons we are doing. So this is basically the idea of the algorithm. Now we will see this code. So please make a note of it if you want. So please make a note of it like this. And now I will discuss this algorithm. So now let's see this algorithm here. So now bubble sort, we are taking this array and number of integers or this number of elements. Okay, so this is array and this is number of elements. Okay, so this is basically the function of this part. So now int swap. Swap is actually a flag variable, and why it is used I will show you later. But now just see the algorithm. I will show you why this swap is used. This is basically used to optimize the algorithm. I will show you. Okay, just for a second I will show you by doing why and how it is used. Swap I will tell you. So now this I is used to check the largest element is in the correct order. Correct, what should I say, correct place. Okay, so why swapped is used, I will tell you, just bear with me. And now, and this J is used for pairwise comparison. So pairwise we have seen like this pairwise. So this is J is used. So I will run from 0 to n. So I will run from this 0 till n less than n means 0 to n minus 1 we will run. Any class and swapped. Why it is used I will tell you. Just for now, for J. So see now J is equals to 0. J is less than n minus I minus 1. So now let's see. Here let's take an array 10, 20, 30, 40, then 50. Okay, so here let's say 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Number of elements is, so number of elements J is less than n minus I minus 1. So number of elements are 5. Okay, so now I is less than, so now I is basically starting from 0 to n, n minus 1. So I is 0 here and minus 1. So J will run from 5 minus 1, that is 4. So till 4 it will go. Okay, so 4 is here. So up till this it will do the pairwise it will go like this, pairwise comparisons. So this is our basically the second for loop. Okay, so if J is less than 4, so how it is calculated I have shown you. Now if Aj is greater than Aj plus 1, we are swapping these two elements. So here you can see, you have seen 10 and 50. So if 10 was greater than 50, then we are swapping. But it is when it is like this, let's say this 50 and 20. So 50 is greater than 20. Now we are swapping like this. Aj and Aj plus 1 are swapped. Okay. So if nothing was there, like Aj is less than this condition was false, then we are not swapping anything. So when this condition is true, Aj is greater than Aj plus 1, 50 was greater than 20, we are swapping. So like this. Now bubble sort. This is an array taken in number of elements. Then 2 or 3 variables are taken, swapped I and J. Swapped is used for optimizing the algorithm. How I will show you. Then I, it is to take the largest element. See, largest element you have to keep taking that the largest element is at the correct position. 60, 70, then 60, then 50. We have seen, right? So like this. So the largest element is at the correct position. So that's why this for loop is running from 0 to n minus 1. So because we have taken indices from 0. Okay. So if you have taken indices from 1, it will have been less than equal to n. Okay, so now swapped is again, because it is just taking a flag variable, I will show you. And now for this for loop, J is basically, it will check the pairwise like this. Up till this it is checking. So if J is 0, it will start from 0 and it will go on checking like this. I will show you, I have shown you how it is working. If number of elements is 5 here, 5, and then I is, first case, I will start from 0. This is nested for loop. For I is equals to 0, this will run. For I is equals to 1, this will run like this. So nested for loop. So I is 0 here and minus 1. So it is coming down as J is less than 4. So for this part, this for loop, we will be checking another condition, which is, we have seen, if the first element is greater than the second element, we have to swap like this. Now I will show you why swap is used and what is its function, and if it would have not been used, what would have been our difficulty. Now let's see that. So now let's see why this swapped variable use. Basically the swap is a flag variable. This is swapped is flag variable. Why it is used? So now let's see here. Okay, so this is a sorted array in ascending order. We are also our outcome we want in ascending order only. So basically this is sorted. So now let's see 10 and 20, this is sorted, and again check this 20 and 30, it is in correct order, then 30 and 40 it is correct order, and then 40 50 it is also in correct order, and 50 and 60 in correct order. So we don't need to swap anything, means we are not swapping like this part is not working. Okay, so this swapping is not used. So initially our swapped variable was 0. Okay, so if we would have been swapped anything inside of it, this swapped variable would have turned to 0. Then we will be able to understand that yes, something is swapping in between these elements. So now we have to check this condition again. But since here we are not swapping anything, so swapped variable will turn to return, like it will remain intact, that is it will remain to 0 only. So no need to check again. So this is basically, I have told you, this is optimizing the algorithm where this array was already in sorted order. Now if we have checked till this and we can say that this is sorted and swapped variable remains intact, it remains to 0 and it doesn't change to 1. So now we can see, we can just leave this part and we can go and say this is in correct order. We don't have to do anything much about it. So you might think that this may have some flaw. So I will show you it is not, this swapped function is not having any flaw. Let's say 20 30 then 40 then 60 then 50. Okay, so this is not in correct order. After this it was correct, but 60 and 50 are not in correct order. So 10 20 correct, 20 30 correct, 30 40. So swapped was 0. So now then 40 and 60, see 40 and 60 in correct order, so nothing to do about it. Then 60 and 15, 60 and 15 you can see it is not in correct order, so we have to change. 50 comes here, 60 comes here, so this is coming as swapped is 1. So now we have to check this again because swapped has changed. So that's why we have to run this algorithm again. So basically if this part was sorted, the whole array was sorted, we don't have to do anything. Just check the swapped variable. If it is not changed, 0, if you have taken 0 and it is remaining 0, then nothing to do about it. Just check once and you can see the algorithm is already sorted. The algorithm is working and the array is already sorted. So this is basically the use of this swapped variable. Okay, means swapped is a flag variable. Basically this is optimizing our algorithm. It is giving us lesser time complexity. So now we will move on to time complexity. I hope you have understood this. Please make a note of it so that you can be able to while revising and all, you will be able to revise properly. So now we will see time complexity analysis of bubble sort. So worst case and best case both we will see. First let's see the worst case. So worst case means we have to sort it in ascending order, and let's say so obviously if we have to sort it in ascending order, so the worst case can be if the already array is in reverse order, means descending order. Let's say 50 40 30 20 and 10. So it is in reverse order, so we have to check the every time 50 we have to swap, 40 will come here, 50 will go here, like this. So for 5 elements, see we have already seen how it is working. So for 50 will go till last, like this. So I will tell you. So for 5 elements it is taking 4 comparisons for this array only. Okay, for this array we are doing. Okay, so now 50 will be at its correct position. So 40 50, then 50 and 30, 30 will come here, 50 will go here, like this. 50 and 20, 20 will come here, 50 will go here. Now 50 and 10, 10 will come here, 50 will go here. So this element is in correct position. 50, the highest element, is in correct position. Now we have to check this again. So now for 4 elements, it is taking 3 comparisons. like this. 40 and 30 we have to compare again, like this. Okay, so for, let's say, now this is iterative. Okay, so bubble sort also we are doing this, everything is in iterative order. So sorry, recursive function. So recursive 3 elements, it is taking 2 comparisons. For 2 elements, it is taking 1 comparisons. So summation of all this, so 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So this is basically, if you remember, this is sum of natural numbers till 4. So whatever it is coming, so we have calculated anywhere. No, I haven't calculated. So 4 plus 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 comparisons are required. Okay, so this was like in the worst case. Now this is, I'm just giving you the idea how it is working. So now for n elements, so let's say for n elements, it will take n minus 1 comparisons. Okay, so like this. For 5 elements, 4 comparisons are required. We have seen 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 comparisons are required. Now 4 elements, 1 less comparison is required. For n minus 1 element, it will take n minus 2 comparisons. For n minus 2 elements, it will take n minus 3 comparisons, like this. N minus 1 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 3 dot dot 2 plus 1. Okay, so this is basically sum of natural number till n minus 1. Okay, so sum of natural numbers n minus 1 plus 1, which is n, divide by 2. So this is coming as order of n square. So in worst case, time complexity is order of n square. So I hope you have understood this. This is the worst case. Okay, so base case we will see now. Worst case we have seen. Worst case means it is in reverse order. We have to change everything, like from this to this. We are reversing, like if the whole array is being reversed. So for 5 elements, 4 comparisons are required, like this. This total taking 10 comparisons, like this. For n elements, we are getting n square, order of n square. So this is the worst condition, and now we will check the best condition. So now our best condition. Base case. Okay. So this is we use. So base case means, if we remember this, the array is already sorted in ascending order. 10, 20, let's say 30, then 40, then 50. So what we do? Comparison, right? These two are sorted. These two are sorted. So swap was 0. Then again sorted. Again sorted. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 comparisons are required. So swap remains 0. So we will do nothing, because swap, if it is not changing, we won't go to the second part of the for loop. So this is just getting outside, and it is telling that it is already swapped. So for 5 elements, it is taking 4 comparisons. Okay. So like that, let's say for n elements, it is taking n minus 1 comparisons, like this. So our order is, so time complexity in best case is equals to order of n. Just we are scanning once the array, we are scanning, and we are seeing that swap remains 0. Nothing is swapping in between this. So we just go out of this for loop, and we will say this is already sorted. Just see, we have already seen this many times, that if we are going an array, let's say there are n elements, and we are going through all this element in the this time complexity. In worst case, we'll take order of n. So this is basically doing this. We are just scanning the array once, and we are seeing that no swapping is required. So we know that whole like for going through this array once, it will take order of n. So best case is this. Best case is order of n, and worst case it is taking order of n square. So we have seen how this is working. Now we will move on to next algorithm. Please make note of all these things because this is necessary. So just don't mug up like best case is order of n and worst case is order of n square. It is better to know how it is coming because there are so many sorting algorithms. So even if in any exam you forget or in semester or anywhere, so if you kind of forget somewhere, just you can just do it in your way and you can find out. So you should know the procedure. So I'll tell you, I had this interview then at IIT Guwahati PhD. They asked how bubble sort is working. So you can understand how all the sorting algorithms are very important. Okay, so don't miss any algorithm because I am doing in sequential order. I think the next is counting sort. So all this go one by one. After we have finished all the sorting algorithms, then we will do all the PYQs. See all the PYQs of heaps and heap sort I have done. So please watch that video, and after doing all this sorting and searching, we will do all PYQs. Not all. I will not spoon feed you because some should be left for you to understand and do properly. So I will do the some and some important and some tricky questions, and others you please do. Okay, and please do test series. Okay, so test series in every video I tell you, please solve test series from now onwards. Please do. Yeah, I am telling you this from April, so please start test series. Okay, so very important, please start test series.